Welcome back to the EJ Ward FuelView training series. In this video, we're going to go over department at a glance. To get there, we just need to drop down the status folder here, and then we can go ahead and click on department at a glance. Now this is a lot like the vehicle at a glance, except it's across an entire department. So here we can go ahead and drop this down, and we can look at our sales department here, which is going to have our GPS data and quite a bit of data inside of it. Now, this defaults to the last 30 days, so I'm not showing any very much data at all within the last 30 days. But if I click on this date filter here and go to the last 90 days, I'm going to see a little bit more data. So here I have on the left-hand side our department overview. It's going to have the department name, the code, a link to the actual department itself if I want to go in there. I have how many vehicles are in this department, how many employees, how many sites. Then I have how many vehicles have been fueling. So vehicles with can sievers, and vehicles fueling is how many vehicles have fueled within this date range that we're giving. How many transactions, our volumes pumped. And then I have our fueling analysis, which is an average per vehicle, much like the vehicles at a glance page. I have what type of fuel, how much fuel per transaction, how much fuel used per day, and days between fueling, and this would be across an entire department. Then I have our vehicle fuel breakdown, so how many vehicles have fueled, how many transactions, and how much volumes have been pumped between those. Then I have our fuel usage projections, so it shows how many vehicles are going to be using that fuel within the next 90 days, 180 days, and 365 days. So I have unleaded and diesel here, and any fuel types that you have will be added. And then it shows you how many gallons you're going to be using, and it's doing it in abbreviation, so it's showing you by thousands of gallons. And then on the right-hand side, I have all of the data in detail. So I have our vehicle location here, and this shows all the last known locations of these vehicles. So we have the 3 vehicles that have GPS inside of the system and where they're at. I have our transaction summary. So this shows all the vehicle numbers and the transactions that they had in the detailed information. So if I had economy information, all that, it would all be filled out. I have an idle summary. So I only have idle from these 3 here. I don't have any idle from any more of them. So if the other ones had can sievers, I would see that idle time as well. And then you can see the total idle time at the very top across the entire department. The last thing that we have are the emissions summary. So I have emissions for all of my vehicles, and this breaks it down by vehicle. And then at the very top, it has the entire department itself. So each vehicle you can go into and you can see what each vehicle is for this entire date range. And that's really it for our department at a glance. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one.